Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I would like to say thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know I really love and appreciate you. So in today's video, we are going to be learning how to make 5 kg of chin chin. Over the time I've been posting about chin chin, a lot of you have been asking questions. So you need to stay tuned to the end so that at least your questions will be answered, all right? In here, I have 5 kg of sifted flour, which is also equivalent to 40 cups of flour. That's if you do not have the measuring scale. I also have 1,250 gram of sugar. I'm going to be using 5 margarine for this recipe. In this recipe, I use the Devon King brand. And then we are also going to be using 2 of our milk mixed flavor. We'll be needing 2 nutmegs, 10 eggs, and water. All right. So in our bowl, I'm going to be adding in the sugar now. Now this sugar, we already mentioned earlier that for every 1 kg of flour, we are going to be needing 250 gram of sugar and 250 gram of margarine. So if we are going to be multiplying all that by 5, being that we are doing 5 kg of chin chin, that is equivalent to 1,250 gram. Okay, 1,250 gram, which is also 1.250 kg. Okay, 1.250 kg for those that have the measuring scale. Now we are going to be mixing all of our dry ingredients together. You already know that before we pour in the wet ingredients, we always would add the dry ingredients. Now for this recipe, I used one 1 teaspoon of baking powder. You can see I didn't have the spoon here because this is a home away from home experience. All right, so I used 1 teaspoon, equivalent to 1 teaspoon. You can use as much baking powder as you like. To those of you that have been asking that what's the brand um preservative I use, so that is my favorite Bright Choice. That's the name of the brand. All right, so once you are done pouring in your dry ingredients, you with your clean hands, just mix everything and incorporate them very well. Now this process is very necessary so that your ingredients will be well incorporated and you won't have any problem with one side being maybe sugary or one side being milky than the other. Just look at the way I am mixing it all in, and if you replicate this method, you do just fine. Please, I would like to also reiterate that you sift your flour properly. I've already sifted mine already. Now once you are done doing that, you will now be adding in your margarine. Sorry, you'll be adding in your margarine. Now for this recipe, as earlier stated, we used 5 of this brand for this recipe. Okay, we used 5 of this. Now in using 5 of these, at the end of the day, you just need to mix it to get more like a breadcrumb like texture. Okay, a breadcrumb like texture. I'm very, very particular about all this. You can see the way I'm reiterating them so that you will not flood my DMs asking you know about recipes and measurement that have already been stated in the video. So please do well to be very, very attentive to everything I'm saying because it will really help you. So once you are done mixing everything together, this is just the texture you want for your flour. This is the texture you want. All right, so you would create a hole at the middle of your bowl and you are going to be adding in the 10 eggs. Remember, we already said that for every 5 kg we are going to be using 10 eggs for it because 1 kg is equals 2 eggs. Now I used a total of 6 cups of water for this recipe, but depending on the type of flour you are using, you can decide to use more or you decide to use less. So let's not forget to also be pouring in our liquid little by little until we get the right consistency. All right, now once you are done mixing it, you should get a consistency that is not too stiff and not watery, just like this. Okay, get a consistency that is not too stiff and not too watery. That is the kind of consistency you want for your chin chin dough. Okay, so now I'll be rolling them out into different balls. This is because I want an easy stretch and easy rolling. You understand? I want an easy stretch and easy rolling. So when we were done putting them in balls, right, we got a total of about 18 pieces of this. For easy rolling and cutting, all you need is a pizza cutter. You also need a rolling pin. If you have the wooden rolling pin, then that is fine. You also need a rolling pin. You need a cleaned surface, a cleaned flat surface, and your flour. All right, so now you are going to be taking one of the balls that we already formed. You will flour your surface neatly, and then you begin to roll your dough. Now the technique for rolling chin chin, so that you'll have an even edge, is for you to put more pressure from the middle to the upside, and also from the middle to the downside. You really do not want to put too much pressure on all of the edges. All right, your edges should be the last you are going to put pressure on, so that your edges will have a smoothing, the middle of your dough will have a smooth roll. All right, it will have a smooth roll. So you put in your pressure from the middle of your dough into the edge. Then when you get to the edge, and you've already gotten the thickness you want, so once you get to the edge, you can begin to flatten it out down to the type of thickness you want for your chin chin. Now, the versatility in chin chin is that it has the ability, you can actually, you as the person making it, can actually decide to cut it in stripes, or you cut it in cubes, or you cut it any way you want. I am aware of those that actually use certain cutters to cut out their chin chin, but for this recipe we are going to be doing it the cube size. So using my pizza cutter now, I I was able to cut into cube size, horizontally and vertically. Horizontally and vertically. That was how I cut my chin chin. Now when we were done frying, this is how our chin chin came out. Guys, this is another massive production, and it came out really well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye.